Chapter 1. The forest silence engulfs Katie, like she's sealed off from a world where cars and cities don't exist. Surrounded by bird songs and sunbeams, slipping through fallen leaves, she understands why people think magic might still exist here. People warned her against camping alone. They warned her of cryptids, monsters, threats, and horrible things in the dense forest of the Pacific Northwest. She'd heard warnings about everything except fairies, yet others even mentioned stairways that led to nowhere. She'd scoffed at them all. Forests aren't horrible places if someone knew what they were doing, and she'd spent plenty of time in Appalachia growing up, so she wasn't worried about some animals or things that could go bump in the night here. "Everyone worries too much," she says while leaving camp. She spent an hour setting up for a walk along a trail that's supposed to lead her to some falls. "They see a girl hiking alone, and all they see is an impending horror movie." The thought annoys her, but she's always been a little spiteful, in all honesty. When people tell her not to do something without any good reason, she's the first one to rush and do it. It's made her plenty of enemies, and scared her friends. But she's always said that getting the most out of life means ignoring the rules that are in place just to limit a person. Sighing, she lets her head fall back to enjoy the misty morning while walking slowly. This is the best break she's had from the corporate world in a while. Although Katie has been working her way up in her father's company and has obeyed her father, locked in a building, staring out the windows at the beautiful city, is a soul-sucking experience. "This is where people belong," she sighs. Continuing her hike and finding a small section of waterfalls thrills her. She strips down and eases into the chilly water. It's nearly freezing this time of year, but it's worth it. She takes a picture of herself from the shoulders up, then sends it to her friends before getting dressed again. She softens her well-worn sneakers over the trail, trying to avoid the crunchiest leaves on the off chance of seeing some animals. She's heard there are bears up here, so everyone says to walk loudly, but it's been so cold, she's hoping they're already hibernating, or at least staying away from well-trafficked trails. With that reminder of bears, the one forest-dwelling creature she's in no hurry to meet, she crosses her fingers. "I don't have bear spray, so please spare me, bears." That little bit of hope seems to work until she hears a low, grunting, growling sound. The hair on the back of her neck raises, and she comes to a dead stop. The loose strands of her nearly golden blonde hair slide into her face. Calming her panting breaths with a hand on her chest, she slowly moves forward, stepping carefully, not wanting to invite trouble. Every alarm bell in her body is screaming at her to run, but she can't. Her feet carry her forward until she has a tree for cover. With one deep, assuring breath, she glances around the tree to see a bear. Nothing else could be that big but a bear that's easily bigger than her, unquestionably bigger than her. Has its face buried in her tent, sniffing loudly, like memorizing her scent. Another bear, this one slightly smaller, but still bigger than her, is working its large teeth and oddly dexterous claws over the rope she used to tie her food out of the way. They make an occasional low sound, like they're talking to one another. The second her food bag drops to the ground, she gasps and slaps a hand over her mouth. Her legs shake, but when the bear, focused on her food, stands on its back legs, lifting its nose to the sky before scanning the area near her, she knows she has to run. She heard that bears are hard to escape. They're fast, basically have bulletproof skulls, and they are more than happy to chase a person. But she doesn't have a choice. She pulls her hunting knife from her backpack, steels her nerves, then sprints through the woods. Katie doesn't even choose a direction. She just runs, letting her lungs scream as she tries to navigate some old, nearly overgrown path. Something lumbers behind her, loud and unafraid. It snarls, and Katie drops, barely avoiding the bear's attack. She scuttles on her hands and feet like a crab, staring at the impossibly huge grizzly there. Brown is bad, especially that deep, almost reddish brown. The huge beast lifts himself upward, glowering down at her. It has to be 9 feet tall. Katie gasps, pushes herself up, and backs away. "We're good. Take my food. Move into my camp. Take it. Just let me go." The bear's head cocks to the side, as if it understands. But when it drops to its front paws, eyes still on her, sniffing and slowly moving forward, Katie knows she can't rely on any kindness from the creature. She hurries backwards again, and it lifts her chin. It has shockingly human eyes, hazel, expressive. And right now, that gaze is daring her to run. She doesn't want to look away from the bear, but since this one has friends, she needs to put some space between it and her. It moves forward, and she raises the knife. "Don't do that. It's a bad choice." The bear continues towards her anyway. She slashes her weapon across its face, hears a sharp whine, and then takes off, running through the forest, more like a deer than a person, desperate to escape however she can. She discards her coat, tossing it to one side, and then her shoes, attempting to divert her scent. She has no idea where she's going, but if it means away from the bears, it's good enough. The bear Katie stabbed swiped over its face again and again, blinking at the pain. He snarls low and deep in his throat, summoning the other two. They run over, their whole body moving every time their paws hit the ground. The largest of the three blinks again, realizing that the knife was just shy of his eye. He makes a low, deep sound, and the plan is clear. Hunt down the blonde and either get revenge or make her theirs. An excited undercurrent lingers in the air as the bears get to work. It doesn't take the middle-sized bear long to find her jacket. He shreds it into pieces, angry with the girl for her attack, and with himself for not noticing her at the camp. The smaller, but by no means small, bear reveals a shoe. The largest of the three lifts himself upward to sniff. The smell of fear is potent, and he knows that when nightfall comes, the little human will need someplace warm to stay. With a low growl that sounds like, "soon," the three spread out, determined to find their prey before the night is over. As far as they were concerned, they couldn't come soon enough to claim their prize.